Hi everyone, you've got Andy here from Eastgate Adventures, and today we're going to fit some Cloudwheels to the Lycaon Swift. So we've got our Cloudwheel set up here. There's our Cloudwheels. You get some bearings with them. Now the tools required, there's not much required. Just need basically a T-tool and maybe an Allen key if we need to adjust the belts, but because we're keeping the same size cogs, belts should be about right. So cool. We'll start off by doing the front wheels. Basically just get your T-tool under the nylock bolt in here, slowly pull the wheel out. Now just be careful when you pull these out, because there's these little speed washer things you need. Then we just basically slide the wheel out, making sure, if you have a look down there, making sure we don't lose the inner speed washer. And we basically do the same for the other side. Undo the wheel with the T-tool. Slowly pull the wheel off to make sure we don't lose the speed washer. And then this one here, the speed washer is stuck to the wheel a bit, so we'll just make sure we don't drop that on the ground. That side's done. So now we need to fit the bearings to our Cloudwheels. We've got our 105 Cloudwheels here. Now in our Cloudwheel kits, we have our bearings and our bearing spacers. So basically what I like to do to fit them, just get the bearing, put it on the thing there, just get your wheel, push your wheel on as hard as you can, then pull it off. That's one fitted. The same for the other side. This time we put the wheel on, the spacer, same thing again. Push the wheel on as hard as we can, and that's it. Now that hasn't quite pressed in there, but when we tighten it up in a minute, that'll all compress in. So we basically just drop the wheel on now. Basically just drop the wheel on now. Get our speed washer, put our speed washer in. Now if you see in there, you can see how the bearing's sticking out of the wheel a little bit. The bearing's sticking out a bit, so we basically just tighten that up, and the tightening it up will pull the bearing into the wheel. And we just keep on tightening it, tightening, and then you'll feel it hard stop. That's hard stop now. And basically I just like to back it off just a fraction and give the wheel a spin, make sure it's all good. So that one's on. We repeat the same process for this side. Put the bearing on, press the wheel in, bearing out, and then put the other bearing in, put the spacer in, push the wheel in as hard as we can, and the same thing again. You can see bearing's not quite pushed in. That's not a problem, we'll just use the bolt to do that. So same thing again there. Don't forget your speed washer. Make him in here, tighten him up, grab our tool, tighten it up, and then away we go. Just back him off just about an eighth of a turn, and beautiful. So now we start on the back ones. Back one's a little bit different because we've got the gear on them and the belt. It's basically the same again though. Just undo the bolt, then get the speed washer out, and we just spin this around, and then pull the belt out, and then eventually the belt will just get left behind, and that'll leave there. Now when you be careful, you see sometimes you get rocks in your gear, so well, good time to pull out and check for rocks. So basically what we do now is the same thing. We get our next Cloudwheel, we get our bearing, same sort of process again. So we'll push the bearing into there, in the same process. Put the bearing on, put that, push it in as hard as we can there. That's good. So now I'll just put this in. I know I haven't put the cog on yet, so I'll just temporarily just do this to just press the bearings in before I put the gear on. And we just, same thing, spin him up. And you feel it lock in there. And now it's fully undo this one this time. And we really just use that to push the bearing on then. So now it's just a matter of getting the gear off your old wheel and just giving it a bit of a pull, a tug. Oh, this one's tight. And we're just gonna have to, and eventually it comes out. So basically we just get this now. So there's no speed washer on that, so we should be right. I'll see how we go. Sometimes you need to put a speed washer in there, sometimes you don't. Just a matter to see how this lines up. If this lines up, we won't bother about the speed washer. If it doesn't line up properly, I might need to just push the wheel out a bit. So we'll see how we go. So basically we just get that gear, push the cog in there, and now it's just a case of just getting that thing in there. And you just want to come around here for a sec. So basically we just spin the wheel just to get the thing on there, and then beautiful. So now we just get this same deal again, speed washer this time. Back him off a little bit of a spin to see how they go. Cool. We just reverse the process on the last wheel now. We're almost done. So really it only takes 10 minutes to change the wheels. Speed washer, now same thing, just spin it and the wheel will pull off. We'll just leave the belt behind. And then same thing. So as our wheel, once again, look, we've got rocks in here, so just clean the rocks out of there. All good. And then we just pull this cog off again like we did the other time. Okay, so once again we just get the gear. It's a bit of a hard pull, but it'll eventually come out. Just keep pulling it and pushing it. This one's in a bit harder than the other one, and eventually that'll come out. There you go. It's getting out slowly. Cool. So that one's out. And we go through the process again. Get the wheel, put the bearing in there, push the bearing onto the shaft, and the same thing. Bearing, spacer in there. Same thing there. Once again, we've got the same problem there, so let's go through the same process again. Use a nut to pull it on. Oops. Okay, so that's we just got to push the gear on now, fit up the belt, and we'll be right. Basically get the gear, push it in there as hard as we can like that, and get this, line up the, get past that spacer in there. Gotcha. Okay, so same thing again, just spin the wheel till it's on like that. Then we just get the speed washer, the nut. Tighten this up. Off a little bit. There you go, we are ready to rock and roll. Cool, so that's how we do it. The next video I'll show you how to recalibrate the remote control. So thanks for watching and listening, and once again thanks to Lycaon, and thanks to all the viewers. See you next time. Bye.